What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Please, 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 as you guys come in, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you are not subscribed here on the channel. All right, listen, I am still down, but I wanted to do a short recap on Bell Collective. All right. So, again, make sure you kick off your shoes and relax your feet as we get into the first part of the reunion. While I have you guys here, let's discuss the looks, and I'll start with Marie and work my way down to Latrice, right? So first, I want to say Marie, she looks good. I didn't really like the little thing on her shoulder as far as her dress is concerned, but she looked good. Okay, the finger wave is always the best look for me. Instead of that blonde bob child. Okay, finger waves, keep them, Marie. Aisha looks good. I really like this look. I feel like the dress, I don't know, it's very simple. I guess maybe kind of look like maybe we've seen it before, not specifically on her, but it's kind of like a simple dress. But she looks good. She looks beautiful. Okay. So Gucci, I did like the ponytail. I do like the dress. I like it. Okay. All right. Letitia, listen, I don't know who be doing her makeup and stuff, but she just be looking so like, I hate to see it, but like, casket ready, honey. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I don't really care for the dress. I don't care for the I don't know what you call it, but it looked like a little bikini look or whatever. I don't really care for that, but to each his own, honey. Carlos is in a suit there. Okay, I like Selena's hair. I like the dress, minus the little choking part. Okay, I don't really like that, but Selena looks good. Okay, Tambra looks good. Very simple dress. I feel like I do like the hair. It's a lot. I like it. I like it. Latrice, I love the dress. I love the dress. I love the dress. I wasn't really a fan of the bob on her, but like I get it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a fan of the bob on her, but she looks good. They all look good if you ask me. All right. They all look good if you ask me. All right. Okay, like it's giving a reunion tease of all the women getting ready for the reunion. So we're hopping right into the reunion episode. All of the ladies are getting ready. You have Latrice, there's a producer going around to each room, and instead of Carlos, note that. And you have Latrice saying she shouldn't have trusted Aisha. And so I feel like, this is where a lot of things are going to get started, child. I really want to do my impressions for Carlos, but y'all, I can't do it. I'm still under the weather. But when I get full back and full force, hopefully by next week, when part 2 of the reunion come on, I got y'all. Okay. All the ladies again walk out on stage. And I always say this too, like the reunion look a lot different when they're in movement versus when they are sitting still or a still shot of their picture. So I got a different glimpse of the reunion looks, and I was here for it. Now the set is giving budget, okay? The set is giving budget, and I'm here for the set, okay? Because I tell y'all all the time I can't stand that Barbie doll furniture. All right, I can't stand that Barbie doll furniture. Okay, so we get to Aisha's collective correction that happened at the beginning of the season, right? And Carlos is asking Missy questions, of course. They play the package back, and then he asked Letitia, like, did she feel like it was genuine? And Letitia says that she doesn't necessarily feel like it was genuine because they hadn't contacted her, or she had her number and she hadn't heard from her for the 7 months that they weren't filming. Girl, this is one thing I don't understand. Like, all y'all in reality TV, most of y'all only talk when the cameras are rolling. Like, stop trying to play with the audience as if it's something different. Now, some of y'all may, really have actual genuine friendships off camera, but the majority of y'all, we know y'all don't fool around with each other only to get a check, okay? And Leticia, you said in the beginning that you hadn't talked to anybody in the collective either. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't feel like when you genuine, when you get the crying and going on and want everybody to move on. Let's just call a thing a thing. Now, Latrice says to Akeisha, well, Akeisha says to Latrice that, she liked her. She felt like that she was allowing Letitia to manipulate her, and Letitia manipulate, and then they're going back and forth. And I have to agree with Akeisha, like, girl, Latrice, this girl tried to fight you last season. Told you was insecure, said a whole lot of things about you. And I don't understand how y'all was able to get together and kumbaya so fast, because there was some crazy stuff that she said, your so-called friend said, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you can't get over certain things and move forward, but I really feel like the issue has not been addressed, and the issue is Letitia. Okay. And so, I also did not like that mean girl issue about Akeisha being in the collective. So Carlos asked her, how did you feel about Letitia and Latrice saying that you had to go, or that you shouldn't that you don't belong in the collective? And Akeisha is saying, um, listen, I don't care nothing about that. Now, production was shady with the music, but I was here for it. But Akeisha was like, that's them. I don't got nothing to do with that. Like, you know, um, I'm good. I don't give a damn, pretty much. And I'm with her on that. Like, I mean, at this point, she don't care because she quit. But yeah. Now, so Gucci says that she hasn't had the same experience with Akeisha because the other ladies are like intimidated by her confidence. And Carlos says, Akeisha, you can't say that. I don't know why you can't say that. There are people who are intimidated by other people's confidence. I mean, that's the truth. It's such the truth. I don't understand why Carlos was saying you can't say that. It's something about black women, that have this super confidence about themselves that's actually a turn on even the gay man. Like, let's just call a thing a thing. So I'm not really understanding what Carlos meant by that, because I feel like that was like, okay, that was weird. So then we get into Marie Child, and we get to talking about, the shooting that took place, and then also how she feels obligated because she is financially stable. She has an empire. She feels like she's responsible for her family. And I can understand that. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely can understand that. I just feel like in these particular situations, I would like more of a sit down follow up with cousins and family versus us having to wait till the reunion to address it, because I do feel like those are stories and chapters that should be addressed on the show. It was opened up on the show. It should be addressed on the show. But shout out to Marie. She's a doctor now, and all of that good stuff. So also, I would say Marie, even though she showed up to each scene, in my opinion, kind of with a negative vibe or connotation about herself, I totally can see now that she's a little bit lighter at this reunion versus last reunion or the reunion before that. It's giving different. It's giving different now. I'm still not Team Marie, or I still feel the way I feel about Marie, but shouts out to her for keeping it like this reunion so far, at least. Now, they mentioned about all the bells being successful and So Gucci. Listen, I'm just gonna give it simple and plain when it comes to So Gucci and Selena, right? Because I'm not gonna spend my whole time talking about this. But I do understand that that's the topic of the season, right? Here's my thing. Um, so Gucci came out swinging, and So Gucci, honestly, in my opinion, made a fool out of herself. Like, um, I feel like all the things that she was doing and saying was extremely unnecessary in so many ways. Like, it didn't feel like it was necessary. Like, you just kept going. You just kept having things to say. And I'm like, girl, you mumbling under your breath, you doing all that kind of stuff. Like, that was weird to me. It was so weird to me. And it won't even, like, even when Latrice did it in the beginning, like, y'all throwing shade already. And then when the shade get thrown back at you, y'all gonna act like you don't know what's going on. So for me, So Gucci came out swinging, and this is where I feel like, if y'all remember in Millie Chun's interview, she did say that she did some things and said some things that were just inappropriate. So they were talking about how so Gucci felt the way about this being her platform because she said that Tamber even chimed in. And shout out to Tamber because Tamber setting Gucci up all the way, honey. But um, she let her know, like you said, this was your platform. You did feel intimidated. You felt the type of way about Selena being on this type of platform because Selena has a fan base. Selena has things going on, and people really felt the way about you your first season on. So it wasn't like, and that's why I don't understand why people keep saying, "Oh, well, Selena's fan base," but um, so Gucci, people already felt the way about So Gucci before Selena even came on the show. So um then they got to talking about being on the show and how Selena recommended So Gucci and to Latrice, and Latrice said that she recommended because Selena wasn't ready at the time. Y'all know Selena lost her son and a couple of other things, and I felt like So Gucci was being nasty, and she don't really want to be in a good place. Now, here's what I have to say about Carlos. Carlos is messy as hell, but um Carlos, I don't understand how you can call out JJ on his stuff, but you can't call Marty Mar out on his stuff. That's a little weird. So they get to talking about, going back and forth, and they're throwing slugs. And I see at this point that Selena was trying to keep it cool with So Gucci, and eventually she just felt the way about it. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna get married, and hopefully she, Isabel, and she come back next season. I mean, I will hope that she come back next season, right? um I think it's important to address, and see inside of her family life and all that stuff when it comes to Selena, because it does seem like, because the season was so short, it does seem like it was only to address certain things, but you can tell that she didn't agree to film, or they didn't agree to film her until later on down when they were filming, because something just seems off. Like, we just didn't, I don't know, like the season just seems so incomplete. It seemed like the first season, because if y'all watched the first season, the show came out, and then it was like we didn't even know that there was the finale episode, and then here comes the reunion. It felt the same way this season, right? Congratulations and kudos to them for being renewed for another season, but I don't like that. I feel like that's weird because I feel like we don't get enough story. Like, we should have at least got 12 episodes with a two-part reunion. Like, come on, something, not even 10, because I see a lot of people saying 10, but I feel like 12 would have been great and would have been able to address a lot of things. Now, I wasn't really here for all the bitch throwing, slanging, and all of that kind of stuff like that. I wasn't really here for that at all, because I felt like it was very unnecessary coming from both Selena and So Gucci. And again, I agree with Carlos in the fact that JJ is the problem, but I also feel like you should be able to call out all the men. Um, because I'm willing to look and see how you gonna coddle Cliff and Glenn about what they did down to Latrice's grand opening. I'm really interested in seeing how you are going to react to that, and if you're going to have the same smoke. I'm also going to see if you have the same smoke to JJ about how you feel about Selena and So Gucci as well. And I don't believe that So Gucci wants to repair certain things. I feel like So Gucci wants a moment. I'm not gonna lie. Now, we did get into So Gucci's package when it came to D. Okay. Here's what I have to say. I am praying for D, because mental health, depression, all of that stuff, it's a lot. And shout out to Marie, because it was addressed at this reunion that Marie did have a moment where she, wanted to unalive herself. And so same with D. And I'm very appreciative of the conversation, right? But let me just say this. I think that this needs to go all the way across the board. Like, this should be the thing across the board. For Love and Marriage Huntsville, for Love and Marriage Detroit, for Love and Marriage DC, for Bell Collective, for all of these shows that you have Carlos on the own network, I feel like these disclaimers and I feel like these conversations are needed. I feel like the conversation should have ended with a disclaimer, because there are so many people battling, and this is the end of the year. And this month alone has been hell for me. So I can only imagine what people are going through and what this year is like for them. So, and because this is real life and because we all go through stuff, I feel like there needs to be more resources in Black spaces for Black people. Because again, when we're going through something it just it be a thing. Like we really have to take this serious. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't appreciate the downplaying of mental health when it comes to these situations. Like I'm okay with the conversation, but I feel like it should end a certain way. Because there are so many people who are unfortunately unaliving themselves, and so many people coming up missing, and it's just a lot going on. And I don't really think that brushing over a conversation to save face for TV is okay. So that goes for Carlos, that goes for the producers, that goes for the cast, that goes for the network, that goes for everybody. Like, leave it in there, put it in there, and make sure that the conversations surrounding these things are genuine, because this is real life, you know. So anyway, I had to say that. So Antoinette comes onto the reunion stage, and we know that Antoinette has a problem with Letitia. And Letitia, in my opinion, is the main corporate, or the main reason why a lot of these issues are happening and why a lot of these problems are happening. I wish that people would see that for what it is, because that is, like, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it at all. I feel like she likes to gloss over things that she's done, or conversations that she should be having with other people, talking about other people are selfish, when I don't feel like that's what it is, right? That to me, it's weird to me. But anyway, so she comes out on stage and they play her package, and Letitia says that that she needed this check because meant her dental practice is no longer open. Now, I have heard from several people that they did say that her practice is no longer open. That's neither here nor there for me to debate on anything like that. Is it a possibility that she may needed the check? Yeah, but who gonna like really sit up and admit that? I don't know. I would, but other people, I'm not quite sure that they would sit up and admit that they needed this check or whatever. But anyway, so um then we get the preview for next week, and next week they're gonna have a conversation with the men. um they are going to be sitting down and having a conversation again. I want to see if Carlos is going to hold Cliff and Glenn to the fire like he does, or like he tried to do with JJ, and I hope he has the same smoke in JJ's face. I do agree. I do think that JJ is the problem. I do. I agree with that 1000%. I do agree that JJ is the problem. And I also agree that so Gucci seems to be wanting to make amends, but she is going with her husband. But then she's also, in my opinion, I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people feel different ways about So Gucci, but I'm just gonna say this. I hope that the second part, we deep dive into a lot of things, um, dealing with everyone else. Hopefully we're gonna get Aisha's package, we're gonna get Letitia's package, all of that stuff. And I just really hope they talk about the fakeness. You know what I'm saying? Of course, all of the things that have happened off camera, with Aisha quitting, and with the live that was done last weekend, and with everything that is going on. There's just a lot of things that don't get addressed. And this is why I have an issue with the reunion being filmed so early. Granted, we wouldn't have caught the stuff that would have happened last week or the week before that, or even the week before that. But there are some things that could have been addressed at the reunion that I feel like happened off camera, or happened when the cameras were not rolling as the season started premiering. So anyway, that's just my thoughts. I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer. Please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for 14,000 subscribers. We appreciate you. Please join the membership, join our Patreon community. And also, if you'd like to bless the channel, you know how to do so. Cash App, $ Chef Don Don 2, or via Venmo at Chef Don Don 2. It is greatly appreciated. Much love to you all, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.